I work in a very large open space office area, and a lot of people at work tell me that they want to be like me. They want to be able to speak, they want to be able to run really good workshops, they want to be a great team leader. They want to be able to speak with confidence. They don't know how I do it. They want to have a really effective series of workshops and seminars and ensure that all their team members learn effectively what they need to learn. They want to be able to stride around the office like I do, like a peacock, and not be a feather duster. They want to be able to star at everything they do and shine wherever they go and soar across that night sky as though they're best in the business, as though they're getting paid $1 million a day and enjoying every minute of it. What I used to tell these people was there's no difference between myself and them. The only difference is that I've done it a lot more times. I've practiced what I do. I've practiced speaking, I've practiced teaching, I've practiced my jokes. I used to think that. I used to think that that was the only difference. I thought it was all about practice, just like Donald Bradman hitting that golf ball up against the water tank on the brick park with his cricket stump time and time and time again, over and over. And I thought that's all I had to do. And I'll tell you a story about how I came to have that understanding. You see, when I first started off, wanting to be a stand-up comedian. And to get that practice, I used to catch the Belgrave 708 train every Monday and Friday morning. I used to get on that final carriage at 7:08, and as the train was pulling out of the station, I would stand up, look at my audience and say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be your entertainment all the way to Fantry Gully Station. The looks in their faces were as though they all just had a swig of apple cider vinegar. It was harsh. They looked away, they looked embarrassed. Some did laugh at my jokes. And of course, sometimes we were stuck waiting outside Upway Station, so my 8-minute set was on high rotation. But I was getting my practice. But over time, I realised that there were less and less people catching the train. And I don't know why. The jokes were okay. I'll give you one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sure. Sure who? Sherbrooke Family and Children's Centre, which is where we are now. Okay, they weren't top line, but it was becoming obvious, regardless of that, that less and less people were wanting to see me. I was no Bradman of comedy. All the practice I was getting was not becoming very effective. So I gave that away. And it became obvious to me that practice was making me imperfect. Many years later, I decided that, this is no good. I need to learn how to present to people, how to speak to people, how to engage with people confidently. So I started to volunteer for every opportunity I could at work to speak to audiences. Mind you, I was very nervous, very anxious, very shaky when I first started. If there wasn't a lectern at the front of the audience, I would go out the back of work, grab one of those wheelie bins, put my papers on it, and hold on to it as though it was about to become extinct. And the other thing I used to do was plant somebody in the audience to give me feedback, give me evaluation, give me some tricks, give me some ideas, give me anything so that I could improve my presentation, even so incrementally. So I kept doing this over time. And this wasn't just your normal Bradman hitting the ball against the water tank practice. This was deliberate practice. I was taking on board the feedback, I was taking on board the evaluations, and I was trying different things with different audiences at different times. And I improved. I started to star. People asked me to take charge, to take control. I was becoming more platinum than Bradman. And my jokes got better. Knock, knock. Who's there? Sure. Shoo. She doesn't have a last name. Surely you know that.